Roman. Off the top! Oh, he drops the anchor!
You see me, you know everything. Got the yellow, got the yellow, got the
Oh, look out! Tie it down.
We're here, it's Thursday night, and it's ZG Weekly. You know, we got a really special episode ahead of us. It's Battle for the Belt Week, Kevin.
Belt gets its own chair, Steve.
Oh, it's the most important aspect in this room right now. And not only with the belt this weekend, we also have a big football game only a couple hours after we go live tonight.
You want to get to Gibbie's go with the Pats this past weekend?
You know what? Let's get right into it. Get the jersey on and ready.
We now what? Give us a rundown. Jets gave them a run for their money.
You know, not that I got to see the game. Big time atmosphere at the U Sunday for Tournament of Champions. It was amazing.
Yeah.
But Pat's got it done, as we said on the gut. A little closer.
Yeah.
7-point game. Pretty good, 10-1. Now, what happened with college football?
You know what, Steve? We're going to have to go back in time. You're such a visionary. that,
That's not what I hear.
well, I think you're a visionary, and you actually
Suck
project 2 weeks out. But we got your prediction for this week. We just got a little bit earlier.
Well, make it easy. We have a lot of basketball to pick on this episode for Battle for the Belt.
We'll do a flashback.
Let's just see, just to be sure. Let the record state it.
Let's look back. Minnesota, right?
At Minnesota, Coach killed and the great new stadium out there in Minneapolis.
Right.
Coach Harbaugh, he's a guy, can forget about the past, put it all together, circle the wagons,
Be better.
and get it back. I love Amazing Blue this week. Going into Minnesota, tough, low-scoring environment, 21-3, lock of the week.
Lock it in.
Michigan gets it done. Michigan, that's right. Keep it rolling. I'm not the only guy making picks here. Sunday night, after a really exciting Tournament of Champions got home, and what did we see?
Steve, I obviously do my research when it comes to wrestling. Brock Lesnar, Undertaker,
Got it done, Kay.
Suplex City, Boston, Hell in a Cell, R.I.P. to the Undertaker.
Undertaker goes down. So Tyron's take a little makeup from week one.
2-1 overall in the
Not
world,
bad.
in the world of wrestling. It's an unpredictable world. Steve.
You know, 10-1 in football, but that's okay.
I'm working. my
Well,
way there.
rumor has it, and we're only about 45 miles from Gillette Stadium.
Yeah,
And we got a pretty big football game tonight.
that's right.
What are we thinking here?
Well, I would say just my observation from afar, Steve. Dolphins are in disarray.
You say that 1-2 in a row.
Is that right?
That's dismay. You've been in a little too many ZG gyms the last few weekends.
that
the new
and
coach getting
too
it
many-
done.
Too many Raws on Monday night.
Yeah. I watched Monday Night Football. So I actually think the Dolphins won 45-0 last
So
week.
new coach, right?
New coach. I couldn't
right.
tell you his name,
New
but new
regime,
coach.
Yeah.
Who do you like? New coach or maybe the best coach of all time? I am going the lock of the century. Gronk spike, touchdown, Patriots win, getting it done. Not only the Pats start off the big battle for the belt weekend with a huge win, little momentum going in, and you know what? We don't miss the Pats game this week.
No,
we get the
right.
Pats tonight,
Yeah.
and then all weekend and all the gyms across the Granite State.
Little takeout.
Oh, little takeout, nice little spread. Whatever the wife wants, it's going to be a great night.
After that spike, I don't even think we need to say lock it in, but
Lock it in.
lock it in. Steve, we have our Parents' Corner segment of the week. Before we get into what goes on in the winter for us, we'd like to give a shout out to our ZG Tweet for a T winner.
Okay, great.
That was Marina Rufo
Fantastic tweet.
from Evo,
Yep.
who took a picture with our site director and
Mr.
one
Turp.
of our own, Ryan Turp, which is
Yeah.
a great pick.
Was.
And our ZG Superfan section of the week was taken by Andrea Larson,
Central Mass Swarm.
Central Mass Swarm. She hashtags Swarm Nation. So we give it up for them.
They do a great job.
Awesome.
You know, it's great to see our teams and our parents really engage in social media.
Sure.
It's been to me, one of the best parts of this fall is really seeing the increased platforms,
Absolutely.
and really hope that continues.
Now, Steve, just so people know, this weekend obviously is the end of our fall circuit.
Battle for the belt.
Battle for the Belt. Talk to the parents a little bit about our initiative in the winter.
Absolutely.
this year.
Well, you know, we really care about the development. I hear club coach on our circuit say all the time, you know, my kid gets so much better in the fall. and then, for whatever reason, takes a half step back winter before gearing up for the spring circuit again. So we've introduced an opportunity for kids to stay active with professional coaches this winter with the ZGEC, the Zero Gravity Elite Winter Circuit. Not a huge commitment, so it's not a replacement for time travel. It's a supplement.
Right.
So you can go on our website, look for the Winter Circuit, and find the regional director in your area to get on a team for the winter.
Yeah.
You're going to play 5 weekends, 2 games a weekend before a championship tournament.
Right.
And a great way to stay involved, get better professional coach in addition to your town travel this winter. Once again, go on the website, Winter Circuit, contact us to find the regional director in your area, and get it on the ZGC. Already over 100 teams signed up, so it's going to be a busy winter here at Zero Gravity.
That's great. Looking forward to it.
We can't wait.
Steve, we're going to get right into a recap. Before we do, though, big-time guest with us here today. It's Matt Shocket from right down the hallway.
Resident bracketologist, the best hair in the business.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Great weekend at Tournament of Champions. Before we get into the big stuff, the girls' side, the boys is dramatic. BABC, not 1, not 2, another 3 championships. On the middle school side, congratulations, Scott Maynard. Got it done, guys.
Yeah.
Bay State Flash, Flash Nation. Congratulations to Dave and Scott. And also, Mr. Burns, the Central Mass Swarm. He is killing it, by the way. If you need a personal coach, Mr. Burns might be your guy.
Yeah.
And also, Worcester United looked great at multiple age levels. On the girls' side, Maddie, talk to you about
we
it.
had a great day at the MPlex. All championship games were decided by 5 points or less.
No way.
So
All of them?
The atmosphere, 7
Unreal.
championship games. The atmosphere was incredible.
That place was hopping.
Oh, for the Mass Huskies Boston Showstoppers 10th grade championship. I mean, I was standing next to Scott Hazelton, and we thought we were at an exposure championship game.
Scott loved the atmosphere.
Oh, it was incredible. He was tweeting about it. So the Showstoppers ended up pulling it off by 1. The place
Sorry,
went
tough
nuts.
break, Hank.
Clinton Lassiter pulled off the 11th grade championship over MT Elite in an incredible
classic.
game. Oh, yeah. And then
Missy might be your favorite coach in the circuit.
I mean, very impressive debut this weekend. Really got it done.
Yeah.
And in the 9th grade, we had New Hampshire rivals taking down the Rhode Island rivals by 3 points.
How about that?
And then the 8th grade, we had Team Saints led by Dave Constant over MV Roadrunners, Joe Marshall. Took them down
Well, what a
47,
classic battle.
46, 1-point game. Jim was going crazy, but Dave Constant always getting it done.
The Roadrunners did pick up a girls' championship in the younger divisions. Over
Of course
Pembroke.
they did. They
Yeah,
always get away
always
with
gets
one.
it done.
Yeah.
I hear Dave Constantine not afraid to pull out the clipboard.
Oh, best timeout coach there
He
is. This
loves
guy drawing up plays for a reason. Always gets it done. I mean, in my opinion, best coach on the circuit.
Is that right? All right. And Steve, obviously this is going to segue right into our next segment, preview, Battle for the Belt.
Bring it out. It's Belt Week.
It's Belt Week.
Let's see what Matt's picks versus mine. Please keep score at home.
Yeah.
This extra belt is either going in my office or Matt's office.
Steve,
I
you
might
don't
have a
stand a
little more
chance.
space for it.
You don't stand a chance.
Steve,
We'll
I'm
see about
going to
that.
act as the moderator. I know you have props, Steve. I have a prop of my own.
I love bringing props. Lee Corso over here.
We have a lot of divisions, Maddie, as you know, so we're going to have to control this debate. Just so you guys know, anytime you're going to get your piece, if you're going over, for the interest of the audience, you're going to get dinged, okay? What we're going to do for the viewers at home, we have obviously a ton of teams, a lot of divisions. I'm going to give you guys the division.
Okay.
We're going to have about 5-10 seconds to give your team and state your case.
Okay.
Hope you have that buzzer ready for when Steve goes.
You know I do, man.
I don't need a buzzer. I got my picks right here. I get the winners.
All right.
See
So,
about
Matt, are you ready?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So, again, here we go. On the girls' side, okay? Girls elementary. Steve, who do you got?
NE Playmakers. Coach Latimer already with 2 championships this fall. The reason he's a code number 1 seed coming in. Bring on the Playmaker Nation.
You know what? At that level, I think coaching wins games. And we got Joe Marshall there. With
Ooh,
the elementary girls, MV
getting me
Roadrunners,
nervous.
beep. They took 3 belts home last year. They're going to take another home this year.
Let's move on to the 6th grade girls division. Steve, who do you got?
Oh, Brewster Cupid. Gets it done. This guy wins. Cupid all day, Sting Elite.
Matt?
Let's stay with the Sting, but I'm going with the Worcester Sting.
Oh.
Diego McLean getting it done. Your boy Diego.
But this will be an epic game.
Oh.
If we get a Diego Brewster game, I'll be there.
Oh, yeah.
Get me the popcorn.
Big time matchup.
We got the 7th grade girls.
I want to get in here right away.
Oh.
Evolution RB picked against them.
You steal my pick?
Picked against them at Zero Gravity Girls Finals last year.
Never.
Those girls made me hear it after. They're a lock this weekend.
Coach you. I got the Conquerors. You Chandra, she's going to have her girls ready. She actually hit me up earlier in the week saying, why is Evo ranked ahead of me? Let the best play it out.
Oh, yeah.
8th grade girls.
NC Blaze. This is a program that's really picked up steam in the ZG circuit this fall. Really didn't see a lot of them. Now this fall, they're ready. They're getting into it, winning more and more each week. Yeah. I'll tell you what, I like the girls from out in Worcester area.
You know, see, this was a tough one for me. I was going back and forth. Rhode Island Rivals, MV Roadrunners. You know, I'm going Rhode Island Rivals on this one. They have something to prove, and I think they're
coming off a loss.
Exactly. I think they're getting it done this weekend.
Okay. That's why they play the games.
We're gonna transition to the boys' side in the middle school level. So now, Maddie, give me your take. Boys 10 and under.
10 and under. We're going expressions all the way right now. Ty Boswell, already with 2 championships.
Roman.
How many technicals?
I think he's got 7 so far, but high energy guy, doing it for the kids.
He's trying hard.
I got Ty again, walking out with that belt.
Well, you know what, Kevin, I'm gonna pick your guy. You saw him over at the Garden the other night. Frank does so much for so many kids. Lawrence area. I'm going with the NE Gladiators they've already been expressions.
Yep.
So I'm gonna keep that going. That was at the Mplex. Now it's in Frank's home territory. I'm going Gladiators.
Should be a good one.
Well, let's transition to the 11U boys side.
You know what? I really like the Middlesex Magic. They're disciplined. They play defense, and they're well coached. You know, I think they're gonna get.
Not a bad pick. Coach Craig does an unbelievable job with that program. But you know what, Anthony? This guy's been planning for the belt for years. He's ready. Came so close last year. Coach Z, CNBA. This might be my lock.
Wow.
Lock it in. Okay, so now for the 12U, just so the audience knows, Steve, we have a couple divisions this week.
Yes.
Our one division is the heavyweight division.
Heavyweight champions of the world.
In honor of the belt. And then our second division this week is going to be the Intercontinental.
Okay.
So right now, let's go 12U boys heavyweight.
Heavyweight, talk about passion, talk about energy. The 100 Pistons are coming out of nowhere. They're aimed, they're ready. They took last week off to practice. I'm going Pistons.
100 Pistons.
You know what? I have a little inside information.
Of course you do.
From the Evolution. Big football team for Evolution LC. A lot of football kids. Haven't had the full group all year.
Okay.
They're going to have the full roster this weekend for the belt. I like them as the favorite.
Hold on, ringers for the belt?
Oh, yeah.
All right.
They'll be ready to go.
You know what? International. And how properly named for the International Championship. I'm going 3WYA out of Canada. You know, they always come. They're smart. They come for the big stuff. They were always at ZG Finals. Now they're making the transition to the battle for the belt. You know what? 12U Intercontinental Championships, 3WYA.
And I went back and forth with that one, but I like Rise Above. Very well coached. They're always in it.
Yeah.
Always
No
in
doubt.
it. You know, Coach Carter always gets it done. Coach Costa, they'll be there when it's the end.
Let's transition, Steve, to the 13U division. Let's start with the Intercontinental division.
You know what? Coach Merritt, great job. Good program. MABC coming out.
MABC bang.
MABC's great, but you know what? I'm going old school here. We got Steve Gibbs Sr., okay? And the NE playmaker.
Matt, what's their record this fall? No way.
That's the first thing we get. You're going to have to speak your piece here.
Wow. I think they're 2-8 this fall.
Steve.
No, but Matt, our viewing audience out there, they see the connection. You're going to have to
He's
really... You have to really prove this.
All right, let's hear
He's
this.
won a lot of big games in his time, okay?
This isn't
when he walks onto that court.
This isn't Piggery BTA 2009. And that might have been the last big win.
When he walks onto the court, they immediately have a 10-point advantage,
All right.
coaching advantage.
All right.
Okay, he's got a big guy in the middle. Come playoff time, he's going to be feeding the post all day long. Yeah. Steve Gibbs Sr. walks out of there with a belt.
You know what?
That's my lock of the weekend.
If it comes down to that game for Coach Merritt, I love that pick. And you want to go heavyweight?
Let's go heavyweight. I almost lost my place.
Springfield. These guys work year round. They fight hard. Most athletic, really skilled. And you know what? These guys really love their kids. I'm going the Miggs team out of Springfield, taking home the heavyweight title in 13 years.
Steve, I'm glad you picked the Miggs team because I'm picking their rival, Holyoke Elite.
Are we going to get a 4-1-3 showdown?
They played earlier this year. Miggs team beat them by 3 in a great game.
At Mass Premier.
Mass Premier.
Yep.
Holyoke comes back, gets a little revenge this week, and walks out of there with the belt.
I like the rivalry pick. So let's go to the Intercontinental 14U division.
You know what? I saw these guys over at the Rim, Kevin, a couple weeks ago at the Rumble. The future. Talk about guys that just do it the right way. I'm going future 14U, no doubt.
Yeah.
My guy David Goose with the Bay State Jacks always gets it done.
You know
Played
what?
up in the A division last weekend to get ready for this.
Yep.
He's ready to go this weekend. Has a couple bigs, great point guard. I think they're walking.
I saw them play the Fall Brawl. Good team.
All right, guys. Now we're going to transition into the high school ranks. Let's
14U heavyweights, Kevin. You're jumping the gun. I had. You got that right. I got I had to get this pick out here. Middlesex Magic Karate.
Yeah,
I
heavyweight.
mean, Mike's really working, really has already done so, but continuing to improve the middle school brand, already one of the best high school brands.
Sure.
I like Coach Karate bringing a belt back to the Boston Basketball
And
Club.
heavyweight.
There's no denying that Mike Crotty has the best hair on the circuit, okay? No one's denying that.
Nah,
When me and Mike walk in the
all right,
gym,
the
everyone's
two of you,
staring,
everyone
okay?
stops. Yep.
Everyone
Yep,
knows.
yep.
But I'm going with the Born Ready Iceman, okay? New team this year,
Born
a lot
Ready
of talent.
Iceman.
Born
BRI.
Ready,
BRI for all you
BRI.
ZG fans out there.
Big time team.
Yep.
I think they get it together this weekend.
Okay.
All right, let's get right into the girls high school division. We're gonna go girls 9th grade.
You know what? This is a tough one. Two programs. Talk about a rivalry. You can go either way. I debated Team Saints. But I'm going to go the Worcester Sting, Diego McLean. His bigs are back this week, I've been told. Maybe a little inside information for you. I'm going to go them in a shootout down in the Granite State.
Stevie, I'm not even taking the Saints in this one. I'm going with
Really?
Evolution DH, Dave Harrington's squad. Took down Worcester Sting
Are you
2
on the
weeks ago.
payroll out in Woburn? Come on.
Took down Worcester Sting 2 weeks ago. I make all the schedules, so I know who's winning and losing games.
No question.
Evolution DH walks out of there. He wants the belt. He's ready to go.
So I'm sorry, Coach Harrington. I'm going Worcester.
Going Worcester. All right, we're gonna transition to the girls 10th grade. What do you guys think?
You
Let's,
know-
let's get Maddie with the floor.
Okay.
Let me first. MT Elite. I mean, this program got
Shocker,
it done last
shocker.
weekend. Took down a very tough Showstoppers 11th grade team last weekend.
Yeah.
And, played the Showstoppers 12th right down to the wire. Very well coached, disciplined, moves the ball. I'm going MT Elite.
You know what? This was one of my favorite programs because they've been here since the start of Zero Gravity. Dennis Ritchie does such a fantastic job in the Blackstone Valley Cast. I respect him and his program probably more than anyone. And 10th grade, I like the Chaos getting it done.
Coming off of a championship last weekend, too.
Many championships this fall.
Continuing our rapid fire pace here. Let's go girls varsity.
I want to go in here right away. My guy Scott Hazelton
you're
is
stealing my
walking
thunder.
out of there with a belt. This guy lost in the championship last year. Best program around. He's going to get it done.
You may be picking a future Hall of Famer. I'm going a New England Hall of Famer. Coach Coates and his Rim Spartans.
Ooh.
Chris, big weekend for you. Battle for the belt, a little Halloween party in Hampton maybe. I'm going the Spartans. Shocker of the world on his home turf. Coachy is getting it done.
My guy Scott's not going to let that happen.
No, Chris.
On to the boys high school division, guys. What are we looking at when it comes to the Intercontinental 9th grade division?
And by the way, a loaded high school division
Oh,
this
yeah.
weekend, especially in the heavyweight division. But as far as 9th grade Intercontinental, let's go home cooking. NHC4 was on a roll at the Rumble. They're going to pick up right where they left off.
Yeah.
9th grade, Austin, then get ready for that belt.
I got to watch Coach Burns this weekend with the Central Mass Swarm. Down 17 at half to a tough Born Ready team. Brought them back for a 1-point win.
Shocker of the day.
Won the semifinals by 3 and then the championship by 1. Knows how to get it done in close game, tight game situations.
In big spots, just like finals last
Exactly.
year. You know what? You got me wavering right now.
I feel pretty good about Coach Burns.
No wavering.
Give
on
me
this
that
set.
belt.
No
Come on.
wavering on this set. Let's go to heavyweight. What do you guys
Ooh,
think?
this is going to be tough.
X, baby.
Oh, wow.
X in 9th grade. Get it done. Coach Boswell, X.
Okay. Unfortunately, I'm going with the black and gold right now. BABC, 9th grade, hasn't lost a game all year, and they've beaten tough
Hold on.
teams.
They've never lost on the path to the belt circuit.
9th grade has not
Coach
lost,
Leo.
and they've played
not
a lot
afraid.
of tough games.
The rematch of this.
I
past
saw
week
Jamal
with you.
Griffin this past weekend, and I said, Jamal, you guys come to the belt? We got a football game at 3, but, we'll be there. He's ready to go.
You know what, Kevin? We saw that game. You were at midcourt over at the U. What
Great game.
back and forth. X lost the early lead. I think it was a 1 or 2 point BABC win. And,
Best game I've seen on the belt so far.
So,
Late in the game, when you get Quest Harris the ball, good luck.
good
on
game
him.
in tournament championship. We're looking for an even better game at the battle for the belt.
Let's transition right into Intercontinental 10th grade division. Let's Steve, why don't you tee off?
You know what? I wish I had Alex Garfinkel in here. His favorite program. Get the camo ready. Rudy always finds a way. Mass Commanders shocking the world.
Mass Commanders. Wow. Wow. I like that.
Gutsy. You know what? I don't always pick the black and gold. I don't pick the favorites.
I believe in the, unfortunately, I'm going BABC as well.
Shocking.
Sean Brown does a great job with that team. They play as hard as anyone I've ever seen on the circuit. They're disciplined. They don't lose, and they're going to keep it going.
In my heavyweight pick in 10th grade, the NE Players. Coach Gasanola and his squad, they find a way to win. You know what? They've been so close to cracking on that door. I think TJ's bringing a belt back to Western Mass.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I can see that.
And now let's finish off, guys, with the varsity. What do we got on the Intercontinental side?
I'm excited about this one.
Okay.
I'm going back to coaching. I think coaching is a huge thing in these
Yep.
games. You've got a lot of tight games, A lot of, rowdy fans.
Got to know how to use that clipboard.
Yep, and that's why I'm going back to Dave Constant and
Again?
the Team Saints.
Okay.
Yeah,
I had a feeling.
he's a winner.
I had a
Dave
feeling.
Constant is a winner, and he's going to deliver.
You know what? I am going simply put #Swarm Nation.
Wow.
There
I like
you go.
that.
Wow, lock it in.
Lock the Swarm. It might be an upset alert, but put them on upset
We're
alert.
going to have more pictures from the super fans.
I think so. Get some extra seats over in Nashua.
And then finally, let's go to the varsity. What do you guys think?
You know what? Just amazing to have this field we have and to cap off the fall circuit with a match like this. And I went back and forth. I wanted to pull some upsets alert, but how can you bet against the black and gold? They are undefeated in the fall circuit. This would be their third championship of the fall.
Yep.
I'm going. Last year there was 4. This year there might only be 3. But the belt back to Boston with the Boston Amateur Basketball Club.
Steve, to be honest, I don't like agreeing with you on things. But
We
unfortunately,
very rarely do.
I got to go BABC as well. They just, every weekend they come ready to play, whether they have 6 guys or 10, 11
They're
guys.
coming from a football
Deep
game.
bench, very well coached, disciplined. I remember that picture on Twitter last year with 4 belts. I think
Epic
they're walking out
picture.
with 3
Well,
belts.
it's also a little easier with one of our favorites, Coach Pastore, being a family man on Sunday. He'll be at the belt Saturday, but Providence College, Parents Weekend, he'll be in Providence Sunday. So not going to give the black and gold a run for their money on Sunday. That helps.
That's actually, speaking of belts, that's a great segue into our final question, which obviously, based on your guys' rapport, we're going to see a little debate here. We're going to take it to the next level, though. So the question for the debate, we're going to ask which program this weekend walks out with the most hardware. Which program walks out with the most belts?
Beep, beep, MV Roadrunners.
Wow.
Might be a surprise to some, but last year they were the talk of the town at the belt. They really, they're still a young program, even younger at the time. They made a big name for themselves with the belts. I sat down with Coach Marshall and the whole squad over the summer, had a little coffee, and they were already talking about the belt, making their rosters around the belt. I have to go with I have to go with them. MV Roadrunners. I can't wait to be there with them, celebrating those belts.
After seeing them this past weekend, I know they're ready to go. And you know what? I like Evolution to walk out with the most belts. I think they're really going to clean up on the girls' side. I think they're 7th and 9th are as close to locks as I see.
Steve, you get a chance to rebut.
Sure, it's easy to pick the favorites in certain grades, but you know what? I don't think so. I think there's too much competition on the girls' side for them to take multiple girls' titles. With the Roadrunners, with the Spartans, with the Rivals.
I'm about to keep it
That's
hard.
it. That's it. Let's Matt,
You know what?
rebut.
Coach Bennett was thinking about taking the weekend off last week and giving them rest, and he's like, you know what? We're playing too well right now. I got to keep them going. Put them in the North Shore one-day tournament. Just got everybody 2 games to keep it going. They're going to keep it going again. They're probably going to head to War on the Floor in New York after that the following
The
weekend.
3.0.
Yep.
So needless to say, we got the Roadrunners bringing home the most hardware. We got Evo. That in order to find out, you're going to have to check in this weekend, all right, Steve?
I can't wait. We'll be all over New Hampshire. What great facilities, great atmosphere, and I can't wait to hand some of these belts out to their team Sunday and to myself on Monday. We'll see you next week for ZG Weekly. Go Pats tonight. Can't wait. Thanks, Matt, having you on.
Thanks for having me, guys. I appreciate it.
What a weekend.